Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today, as promised, I'm going to be doing a video dedicated to the company MCo. And it's a cosmetics company based out of Australia. It's been quite polarizing over the past year to see beauty creators yay and nay this company. But I'm going to show you a brief little history of this company, and I'm going to come back and then I'm going to do a full face makeover from start to finish using just MCo Beauty products. I've been known through my original channel that I like to do documentaries on beauty companies, and MCo company has a very interesting history, and it's very polarizing in this country right now. I live in the US, and I've been watching creators for the past year talking about MCo Beauty. And it was available in Kroger supermarkets, Ralph's supermarkets on the West Coast and Central US. It wasn't available on the East Coast. So a lot of us influencers, Connecticut, New York, whatever, we weren't exposed to it. And now that it's arriving in Target stores, more and more of us are discovering it and discovering the products we like and don't like. And then there's that the ethical question that everybody's asking. But I'm going to address that in this quick little history of MCo Beauty. I'll be right back with you, and then we'll do a demo of all the products that I have. MCo Beauty is the brainstorm of Shelley Sullivan, but let's go back to the beginning of the story. Shelley Barrett was born in 1973 and raised in Sydney, Australia. After finishing school, she got a business certificate and her very first job as a receptionist in a modeling agency. Shelley learned a great deal about the industry and made good contacts, and soon had her own agency at the young age of 21. She called it Shelley's Management Group, and she managed over 1,800 models over an 8-year period. Always observant, she noted the shortages of nicer makeup in Australia and the struggles of models trying to curl their lashes before a photo shoot using a hot hairdryer on a metal lash curler. It inspired Shelley to invent a battery-operated heated lash curler. Borrowing startup money from her mom, Shelley started McoBeauty with that one product in 2002. Shelley found a factory in Korea and ordered 5,000 units, selling them for $20 each. They wound up in Europe and became a huge hit in the beauty and fashion world. McoBeauty was blessed with Shelley's second original invention. Based on observing models' difficulty in finding good tanning products, Shelley invented the tan airbrush in a can. Fun fact, one is sold every 36 seconds somewhere in the world. Shelley also expanded McoBeauty to include 250 makeup products, and sales were tremendous over the next few years. By 2015, YouTube beauty videos were at their peak. Australians were dazzled by the high-end Sephora brands shown by enthusiastic beauty creators. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to get products shipped to Australia from the USA, Canada, and Europe, so many of these products were unavailable, or if they did make it to Australia, they were way too expensive to afford. Now successful, McoBeauty was gaining sales and adding products yearly. Since she already had a successful cosmetic company for drugstore-priced products, Shelley wanted to create products for the masstige market. Prestige cosmetics the masses could access and afford. Shelley received many awards and accolades from the industry at this time, and she also got married to her longtime friend Anthony Sullivan and became Shelley Sullivan in 2016. Since there was a gap for luxury makeup in Australia, Shelley came up with a concept of creating luxury, pretty, well-formulated makeup she could sell in Woolworths, Chemist Warehouse, and Big W shops. Access for middle-class and less financially able teens, young workers, and beauty fans of YouTube. They would finally be served. In 2018, Shelley launched a sister company to ModelCo and named it McoBeauty. McoBeauty was cruelty-free. Tested on models, not on animals, was their slogan. And Shelley began MCo with similar or copycat product packaging to those luxury brands on YouTube that either didn't ship to Australia or were too expensive to afford. Do you remember plain wrap? Yes, that blue and white packaging that came out in the early 80s. These were all the products that were appearing in grocery stores, but they were being made in factories at a lesser cost. Same idea, same flavor, different packaging. And you could get things like beer and cigarettes, and Ralph's over there in California had what they call plain wrap products, which were the blue stripe on the white box. You could get everything in a plain wrap form, and this started the whole imitation of products by cheaper companies. Sometimes they tasted as good, sometimes the ingredients were slightly off. But these were products that were imitations. They're copycats. And we got kind of used to all of this sort of thing. For some reason, when it gets into the drug and cosmetic area, we get a little bit antsy about it. Some of the copycats in the grocery store look a lot like the original boxes too. And even the lowly Kleenex facial tissues, an amazing invention, have been copied over and over again by stores and lesser cost companies. Shoes and bags and movies have always been targets of people making fakes. And when people buy fake handbags, they feel like they're having a little bit of a luxury item on their arm. And then, of course, between 2014 and 2019, we had a lot of companies, especially duplicating eyeshadow palettes that were too expensive to afford at the time. And Alter Ego actually is one that is still in business, and they do mostly eyeshadow palettes. So just want to give you that little introduction to duplicates. And I think we're all guilty, and these are things that I had in my kitchen today, and I have many, many more that are the store brands that look kind of like the real brands. Now, they do sell the real brands, so if you want the real brands, you can get them, but these cost a lot less, and on my budget, that's what I'm doing. So along those same lines, I think that's where Shelley was coming in for Australia. She really was trying to help the consumers get products and have pretty products and have access to products. Now, she wasn't taking any customers away from luxury brands, because none of these customers who are buying her MCo products could either afford the luxury brands, or these luxury brands weren't even in Australia. And just as a side note, many of these luxury brands are not cruelty-free. So her copycat version was actually a cruelty-free version of the luxury brand. So that's kind of a bonus there. And you can see from some of the product lines, she's got a lot of products that look similar to the products that you pay a lot of money for at Sephora or Mecca. So she got herself a lawyer named Len Mancini, and he goes through all kinds of files and legal documents of trademark and copyright. And this is everything from formulations to packaging. And this kind of keeps them on the legal safe side of their copycat brands. Now they have a lot of products. There's over 500 products, and she's very, very adamant about making available to everybody in Australia, which has a huge stock and inventory problem. Because they are out in the middle of the ocean, nobody wants to ship to them. And it really is a problem keeping inventory. So within Australia, she's making these products available to her own Australian consumers. I'm not sure that at the time they were thinking of selling outside of Australia, because it's an Australia problem, and she solved an Australia issue. So I think if you look at it from that perspective, that's where I'm coming from too. I understand if you don't have any makeup, let's make our own. And I think she did a great job with that. On a side note, as for ModelCo, Karl Lagerfeld actually approached her to work with him on a project, creating 52-piece color makeup set that he would design the color patterns around and packaging of. And this was quite a successful launch. It wound up being quite popular, and that's her turbo lash curler. They had eye palettes and these adorable lip products with the Karl wearing glasses headset. Really, really cool. I just thought I'd mention that because ModelCo is actually still in business and still selling products. Now, all was not so easy breezy with MCo because lawsuits started to come in, and the first one was from Tarte, an American company who claimed their chevron pattern could be mistaken by consumers in the store because they were so similar. They did settle that lawsuit outside of court, and they changed the packaging. Also, an Australian company called Chemcore, who made a brow and eyelash dye, sued them for copying their packaging too closely on that, and they also did change the packaging on that and settled that case out of court. There are no others right now. I guess the lawyer and the team are doing a pretty good job. Now, during 2020, COVID made a lot of the shops close, but drugstores and grocery stores were allowed to remain open. And of course, McoBeauty was sold in these things, and they actually got added into Chemist Warehouse. So her products were available to people when they couldn't get into other stores, and it just skyrocketed from there. She was in the hundreds of millions of dollars in sales from 2020 to 2023. She also had the help of celebrities and influencers helping her out. Celeste Barber's a comedian. She was on board. She also had lots of sales, 50% off sales. She has them often. And she kept adding more and more products, going by what the customers request of her. She gets lots of requests for different products, and then she researches them, looks for what the peer group will be, and then she has her team create them, and her lawyer, of course, research them. She decided in 2023 to venture off to American market, and she worked with Kroger and placed her items in over 2,000 Kroger stores. And it's actually doing really well, but it has mixed reviews by a lot of the popular YouTube influencers, some of which have real ties and connections to some of the luxury brands and feel a little guilty using the copycat version because they're sponsored videos and lots of PR that's given to them. They're a little nervous about saying anything nice about the competition. And some of them are quite, I know that Robert Welch was extremely angry, and he just was, he looked at it like she was a criminal, and that whole video that he showed during his video, he showed segments of the video where they interviewed her, and it was a very, very negative video, and it kind of showed her, and I think she felt a little defensive and awkward, and she didn't present well in that video, and I think that was unfortunate because I think, you know, Robert in Wales or England, wherever he is, he actually doesn't understand what she did in Australia and how the products really served Australians. Now that she's ventured outside of the country, I think that's what's caused the problem, because all of the European and UK and American and Canadian market, they have access to all those luxury products, and I think that might have caused a little bit of a problem. Um, so they sent out PR boxes to many of the influencers, and you know, reviews were mixed. A lot of them were really impressed, and then there were a few failure products. But a lot of the products look so much like the luxury items that it was a little nerve-wracking to a lot of people. It was very polarizing, the subject in this country. Also, too, there was a video created by a news team in Australia in early 2024 showing Shelley in an interview and her lawyer. And the questions they asked, they were kind of unflattering. It was unflattering to the company. They made the lawyer look like a shyster. They made her look like a criminal. And again, they kind of totally stepped over what the problem was in Australia with luxury makeup and how they can't even get those brands. And you know, how they were using similar components to make them so that people could have pretty makeup, luxury makeup. So, you know, again, whatever side of the coin you're on with this, there are always two sides to the story, and I'm impressed with a lot of these products, as you'll see in the demo. But the next step was to expand even more and go into Target stores, and that's where I got to discover them. I purchased a lot of items in the Target stores. And they also set up an online shopping website, and I think that one was my favorite. I actually wound up picking up several of the items for my demo today from the online site, and they wound up giving me free shipping, and they gave me some free gifts. And I had contacted customer service because I had a question about a skincare item, and Monica was the customer service rep that helped me. She was so helpful and so kind. I really felt valued as a customer. And I just feel really good about the company. And also, too, I read that Shelley is a very good employer and that she offers very lucrative packages for her employees. And she has an environment of creativity, and it's inclusive, you know, and she allows ideas to flow with her team. And I really like that. But, you know, I think Shelley decided that, you know, after all of this, and I think that video probably propelled her over the top, but, you know, by early 2025, she really just wanted to settle down and enjoy her beautiful, luxurious home. She had celebrated her 50th birthday during 2024, and I think she wanted to spend more time with her family. So now MCo here in 2025 is valued at $1 billion. And Shelley is ready to step down. So what she did in February is she accepted a position with the Creative Artist Agency, and they're based out of California, and she's going to be a brand advisor. And I think it's a really interesting move for her. It's a great company. They have a really huge stable of very famous actors, Meryl Streep and all these other people. I think it's a great move for her. Shelley sold her shares of McoBeauty to Dennis Bastis of DBG Health. He has made his millions creating generic drugs, and he would feature MCo and other beauty lines that he owns in pharmacies. Shelley knew she was leaving MCo in good hands. Rumors say that she got over $500 million for the sale, but nothing's been confirmed. While Shelley is no longer with MCo, she will work in the background in an advisory capacity, and we certainly wish her well. And I'm really grateful to Shelley for her vision and ability to bring affordable luxury to those of us, like me, on a budget. McoBeauty is the #1 selling makeup brand in Australia and New Zealand, and it is fast becoming quite popular here in the US. So I'm wearing my Crocodile Dundee hat in honor of Australia. My brother actually lives in Australia with his Australian wife. And I have heard many times about the shortages of products from the US, Canada, and Europe not really making it to Australia without extreme cost or scarcity. And I recall quite literally during COVID, nobody could find toilet paper anywhere, remember? And it was charged really high. If you did find it, it cost more. That's kind of a problem that Australia has. And I honestly, truly believe that Shelley Sullivan solved the problem. She solved the problem that Australia had. And I think as Australia is now selling to the rest of the world, these other parts of the world have easy access to these luxury items that they are making similar products to. So that's where it's a little bit more polarizing. It didn't bother anybody when it was just an Australia makeup company, but now that it's going into countries where you can have access to those higher end brands, it's an issue. But honestly, I don't feel that the formulations are the same, and they're just nice products. And the way I view products is I like to just look at the product and how it reacts on my face, and do I like it? Does it last a long time? Does it have a bad smell? Does it look pretty? Is it a color that matches me? Those are things that are important to me with makeup. I don't care that they're making a copy of Charlotte Tilbury or Dior or Nude Sticks or, you know, Rare Beauty. I don't care. What I care about is how that product reacts to my skin and works with my face. Now, just so you know, I'm 67 years old. I have somewhat dry skin. I'm getting a lot of texture. Some new texture every year pops up. I've got these lines going across. It looks like somebody drew lines across underneath my nose. Hello. Yeah, dealing with aging, embracing it, trying to be positive. And I'm not dead yet. As far as makeup goes, we are an audience for makeup. And I've been noticing most of the creators that talk about this Australian brand MCo, they're mostly younger people and teenagers, and that's great because the cost points are much lower and more affordable for teenagers who are on a budget, or for people who are working people, and it's like rent and groceries and petrol and gas kind of before makeup, you know, so you don't want to invest too much money in makeup. The joy of this brand for me has been I've really discovered some new products that I really love. And I've also found some products in here that I really hate. So I'm going to be very honest with you on how these things react to me. My skin is slightly dry with texture, and it is older, mature skin. And I do have age spots. I do have like some discolorations from sun worshipping in the 70s that I did. My eyebrows are quite sparse, although the MCo brow products help me out there. I'm really impressed with their brow products. I plucked my eyebrows in the 70s, like most of us did as teenagers and young women in the 70s. It was the style to have thin little lines. Went really well at the disco. I know, what were we thinking, right? But, so I'm not going to keep blabbing, but I'm not going to discuss this in my demo video, and I want to discuss it now. This is the Sol de Janeiro similar product. And there's two. There's the lip balm. I absolutely love this. This is a really nice lip balm. There's a slight pistachio caramel flavor to this, so it is kind of like the 62 in Sol de Janeiro for those scent aficionados out there. This is a really nice little product. I'm very, very pleased. It's very hydrating. It's wonderful to have in my bag or at the office. I have it in my handbag right now. And then this little number, look at this. This is the Endless Summer Kit. And it, of course, looks like the Jet Set kit. And they have this in all 4 flavors of the Sol de Janeiro. And these products come very, very close. Oh my goodness. Very close to the people they are trying to be similar to. The body wash smells heavenly. It lathers a little bit and it just feels luxurious. You feel like you're using a very high-end product, and it's got that beautiful pistachio caramel smell to it. And it's beautiful. It washes off. I feel clean afterwards, and it's a nice experience in the shower with a little bit of sensory, you know, going on. The Boom Boom cream it's so creamy and it's like frosting, mousse, absolutely absorbs nicely into the skin. It smells marvelous, and this is probably one of my favorite products. When I put this on my feet, I felt like $1,000,000. This is marvelous, and this is again their version of 62. This is number 2 in the M company, and it comes in a little package. All 4 flavors that they duplicated or made a similar product to are created in this format, and I highly recommend this little kit. The body mist I didn't need after using these 2 products in the shower and moisturizing. I didn't really need this, but this is really nice to spray. If you're going somewhere special, spray in your hair or on your clothes or whatever, just for that one little moment. It's not good generally to spray alcohol products on your hair, but it just, when the wind hits you, you know, you waft that pretty scent. So I would say these are probably some of my favorite products from this line. This is the Endless Summer Set, and then the lip tint. And they do have these in all 4 flavors, all 4 scents that the Sol de Janeiro puts out as well. So since I wasn't going to discuss them in the demo, I thought I would bring them in. Now I am wearing, in the demo, I'm wearing this. This was a free gift with my order, and I ordered online through the MCo in the USA. I'll put that up here. I am not an affiliate. They do not know who I am. They did not send me products to review, nothing like that. I didn't get one of those creator boxes or anything. Nobody sends me anything right now with my new channel. I just started my new channel because my other one was hacked, as you know. This is cute. It's a little headband. I do wear it throughout the video. And then you've got these wristbands, and these are for when you're rinsing off your face, the water drips down your arm, and these catch the water so they don't go into your bathrobe or your shirt, whatever. And I really like that. Side note, this is still here, and I've tried to wash it off. This is that one of the blushes. This is the blush I didn't really care for. I thought it looked a little patchy, and we'll discuss it in the video, but it's still on my arm, and it's still on the finger that put it there. So it takes a little while. This really stains you, so if you really need some staying power, I guess that's good, but it looked a little patchy on my skin. So we'll go over that in the demo, which I think is a good time now to segue into the demo. So we're going to see me before makeup. God love me for doing this. I mean, it's really mind-blowing to come onto camera that a lot of people are going to see totally without any makeup on, and it's like, here we go. Okay, let's roll. Okay, hello. Here we are, our before picture. See all the wonderful age spots? A little ASMR going on there too with the fingers. I find that really annoying, actually. Anyway, this is my before, so you can see the age spots on the upper left there. We're going to start it off with the peptide lip treatment. This is the Fairy Floss flavor, although there is actually no taste, no flavor. I was waiting for it, but it wasn't there. But my lips did feel hydrated. We're going into the face primer, which I was confused why they duped L'Oreal, but I guess L'Oreal is quite expensive in Australia. They did a pretty good job. There's a nice tacky feel to this once it's going in, and it does hold your makeup in pretty well. Okay, got to get the gook off my hands there. Just quickly, because there's no eyeshadows or eye primers in the MCo line in the USA, I had to use Juvia's Place. Boy, this packs a punch. This is the light shade, and I don't want to talk about other products so much, but I really like this eye primer. It's pretty good. All right, we're going to go into the MCo. Yep. This is the Flawless Glow, and I have shade 3 in this. And I really like this product a lot. It gives my skin a lot of glow. There's my Squiggy From little thing there. Charlie's great. And I do a little bit there on the collarbone. Give myself a little bit of a sexy shimmer there. As sexy a shimmer as I can get at this age. Okay, we're moving on to the One Step, and I actually hated this. It's just a piece of green grease, and there's a little bit of a sheen of blue and pink, but it's just like it sits on your skin like green grease. I am not going to put it on, but I am going to put on this Brighten and Perfect Cream Concealer. I believe I have the lightest shade, and I like to let my concealer set a little bit. This is a very light formula, a very thin formula, but it does work nicely. It's not the best concealer, but I think it's very, very pleasant to use. I have to let it set for about a minute or so before I press it in with a warm finger. And I have speeded this up a little bit. I actually go a little bit slower, but I don't want this video to be like 8 hours long. So I'm just pressing it in around my nose. I'm putting a little extra concealer right where my glasses would sit so I don't get that awful mark. We're going into another L'Oreal dupe, and this is the Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, and it is shaded just like the L'Oreal ones. There's like a 0.5 to 1.5, and then there's like a 2 to 3. I got the 2 to 3, and I think it's a little dark, and it's actually a little distracting how dark it is. I put it on a plate, and then I pick it up with a brush that way. It goes on so smoothly, covers well, covers the little polka dots I have on my chin. I take it down the neck, and I go right up to the hairline, and I do go over some of that light concealer area. But I do like to kind of like push it in a little bit and blend it nicely. I thought it was outstanding. Now I actually push it in with my fingers a little bit, and I'm just going to show you how pretty this looks. I mean, it does not sink into the cracks. It is really beautiful. So now let's look at the powder. And this is the Miracle Flawless Powder in light shade. And I'm just putting that on with an Amazon powder puff. I'm just taking all the shine off, and I think it's a lovely powder. I have the light shade, and it's a pretty compact. Going into the soft matte blush in the shade Cosmopolitan. Now I'm going to be hitting myself with a lot of different blushes, so I'm just putting a little bit on just to show you so you can get an idea of what it looks like. But I'm going to be doing like 3 blushes on each side. Now this bouncy jelly tint, this is like the Milk Makeup one. It is extremely staining. I mean, this is a pretty color, the pink pop, but it stains really badly, and I have to quickly brush it in, put a little bit more, brush it in, and it stains. So if you want something with a lot of staying power, that's good, but I should never have drawn it onto my face. And always put that little cap back on. Now this is the Dream Liquid Dewy Blush. This is the Rare Beauty Similarity. And I like this color. I think I put a little bit too much on my face. Again, I should have put it on the plate and put it on with the brush. Now I look like all the young YouTubers, you know, like just saw an embarrassing scene in a movie or something. Got a big flush. Okay, and this is our Glossier dupe. This is the cheek and lip tint, and the color is Rose Glow. Again, I should have not put it straight on my face. It's very, very potent. It does last all day. This is a very high quality formula. Now these were my favorite texture for the blushes. These are the Babyface multi-sticks, just like the Westman Ateliers. But this kitty shade, it actually didn't last very long, and I'm pairing these Babyface with the McoBeauty powder blushes. This peach pop looks very deceiving. In Target it looks like a mustard orange color, and nobody was buying them because it looks like such a strange shade, but it is so pretty and it matches the kitty perfectly. Okay, we're going on to another Babyface. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to go pink or orange, so I got the Babyface in Peony Rose, and very, very strong. There's a lot more pigment to the pink and deeper shades. I can't seem to find the elusive pale pink one, Barbie shade. I'm just putting that over the top. That is the blush red over the top of that. Now I look like, again, you know, like I'm doing a Vegas show tonight. Alright, this is a very disappointing product actually. This is the Instant Contour Cream Bronzer in light medium. Now initially it looks like it might be pretty good, but what it did was it stained all of the age spots on my face. And on my upper left, it just made them all stand out, so I wouldn't even put it on. But I do love this. This is the dual-ended contour stick. And this is like the nude sticks, and I'm just bravely just drawing these big old stripes. Oh my goodness, look at that. And I'm just going to use the little brush on the other end, which I won't use actually. I don't like to have brushes on the products because I like to clean my brushes. I'm a real hygiene freak when it comes to my makeup tools. And I'm just kind of the St. Bernard Jawls, kind of giving the optical illusion that they're not quite as bad as they are. And there I am putting it back together. I kind of like that product. This is the Highlight and Glow wand, and this is in Champagne Glow. This is the spotlight thing. Now I did spots on one side and I did a line on the other. You could see it look like a giant C there, but it blends off so nicely. There we go with the squiggy from again. And I thought this was a beautiful, beautiful glow. I do like this product. And of course, this is the the Miracle Flawless Setting Spray. Now it does not smell anything like Charlotte Tilbury's. Now her spray is a beautiful kind of like a pepper shade. It's more like a spicy shade. This is more floral, but it's very light and very pleasant. I really liked it. Going into the brows, I have a lot of brow products from there. It's a three-step process for me. And the first step is the Extend Brows Shape and Sculpt in light medium. This is like the Kosas brow pencil. And I do, you know, brow pencils really are for the skin under your brows to color in sparse areas and stuff. And it does have a spoolie on the other end. I'm just looking to see if it's up, because you know sometimes when I'm pushing it I'm thinking like there's no color coming out, and then I realize it's not up. I've used it. I've turned it to the other side to the spoolie just to work that up a little bit. And I am now going to the next of the brow series. This is their version of ABH's brow tint, and it's Magic Brows in light medium. It's a slightly dark shade. I go backwards first and then I go up to distribute the color through my brows. I have a lot of gray and white hairs in, and I have not embraced them. So going into the third step, this is the Brow Laminate Sculpt and Set. I love this product. So when you unscrew it, you get the white goo, and you just want to distribute that white goo into your brows evenly. And then you're going to screw it back into the container. Okay, we got the goo in there. All right. Okay, so we screwed it in there. We pulled off the top, and there's a two-sided comb. We're going to use this thin little hair comb looking one, and we're going to push them up straight, and then we're just going to smooth over any wild hairs with the other side of the brush. I think it looks fabulous. Really good brow stuff. Now quickly I'm going to do some eyeshadow with the e.l.f. The little mini palettes e.l.f. I'm just doing a basic little eye just to have some color on there. And again, MCo did not have any eyeshadows available. I certainly would have tried them, and hopefully they will have them. They do have a spot for them on their online website, but it says there's no products. So, and I'm just using a Milani eyeliner, doing a little demi wing there. I wasn't going to show you this part, but it didn't seem sincere to not show you me putting the eyeshadow on. And I'm actually going to use this Peach Pop as an accent in the 10 and 2 corners of my eyes, just to warm it up a little bit and make it cohesive with the overly brushed cheeks I have right now. Okay, we're going to go back into MCo stuff as soon as I curl my lashes with my Tarte lash curler. And I'm sorry I don't have one of the Model Co's heated lash things. Now this Extend Lash is actually not a dupe. I had thought it was for Kevyn Aucoin's The Volume Mascara. People have guessed it might have been Tarte's Tartelette tubing mascara, but it's not. It's their own product, and it's the one that put them on the map. I initially bought the brown black shade about a month ago, and I hated it. It was very dried out. It didn't even look like I had mascara on. But the black, wow, it did a good job. Now, they tell you to keep putting the coats on before it dries, so that's why I'm doing this, and I have speeded it up just a little bit. I'm just doing the one side so you can see the difference, and I'll pose for you in just a minute. Yep. I like real thick, and I dinged myself there in the corner of my eye, so I will be grabbing that, taking that off. It did have a little bit of time to dry. I'm just cleaning up my eye a little bit, and then I will be up to show you the results of this mascara. There we are. Hello, hello, hello. Now, it's not the biggest, longest, most voluminous mascara, but I found that throughout the day it did not ding or leave any smudges. We're moving on to our lips now, and we have our lip cheats dupes, but they're not really. These are the Perfect Pout lip liners. I have 3 colors. I don't think they have others. These are the Rose Saturn, Cheeky Chat, which is Pillow Talk, and Very Shelly, which is Very Victoria. Starting off, I believe, with the Rose Satin, and just showing you. Now, the lighting is all weird because you can see my lighted mirrors throwing it off. I'm so sorry about that. Moving into the Cream Matte Luxury Lipstick in Rose Saturn, which is the Rose Saturn Lip Pencil Match. What a beautiful formula this is. It's not quite exactly like Charlotte Tilbury's, but it's awfully pretty. I really like the formulation, and I hope they get more shades in, because just those 3 shades are not doing it for me. Oh, I forgot to put the mascara on my other eye. I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't look right. Well, I say that once in a while anyway, but I mean, this time I knew what it was. I hadn't put mascara on the other side, so of course you have to bear with me here while I fix myself. There we go. And we will be fixing that mirror shortly. I'm so sorry. The lighting just went all nutsy. Yep, ditzy. Okay, now we're moving into the Summer Days Tinted Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Made You Blush. I'm going to use the Very Shelly lip liner with this Summer Days lip oil, because I want to show you each of the lip liners with the Made You Blush shade, and then a couple of other shades. Okay, Made You Blush, the lip oil. Now this initially goes on absolutely beautifully. My lips were shiny, they felt hydrated. It's a pretty neutral kind of color, a little neutral cool tone actually. But I thought it was very rich looking. It wore off after probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and my lips felt a little bit dry. Now this was my favorite lip product. This is the, well, we're going to use the Rose Saturn. Oh no, that's the Pillow Talk. I think that's the Pillow Talk. Oh my goodness. This is the Pillow Talk lip liner. It's actually called Cheeky Chat, and we're going to use the lip balm, the sheer tint lip balm, which is like the NARS, It's absolutely gorgeous. It feels good. It looks pretty. That is the shade Lava. What a beautiful component it's in too. I think they matched it. I really do, except it says MCo instead of NARS. And I'm going to close it for you so you can see it's magnetized. It closes itself. Ooh, fancy, fancy. Yeah, I like this. I like the color. I like everything. And I'm going to top this off with the gloss. And this is a Pout Gloss Ultra Shine Lip Gloss in Tickle. This is their version, I think, of Fenty Beauty's Fussy. It has a beautiful peach kind of flavor to it, and I love that. Alexis did say, though, that the pearl in it was a little bit on the cheaper side. So, yes, ASMR, moving my hands underneath the chin. Boy, I hate that. I really do. Yeah, I'm just showing you the before and after so you can see what an incredible difference this wonderful makeup has made on this old 67-year-old face. Didn't it do a good job? Yeah. Now I've got to take the silly stuff off. Okay.
So there you have it. Now I still have, this is a real Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil. This is the end of I think this is Fair, Pillow Talk Fair. These are the duplicates or similar products to that. We have Very Shelley. So they're all very similar. There's a slight cooler tone to the Very Shelley. That's well thought out. That's well thought out. Yeah, this is the Pillow Talk Fair. This is Pillow Talk's Cheeky Chat, it's called. And, you know, as far as them reacting, real Charlotte Tilbury sets. These don't really set. They kind of smear easily, whereas this one sets. So there is a difference in the formulation there. I still think they're very nice, and they do last depending on, you know, how you wear them and what you're expecting from them. But you see, even now wiping this off, the Charlotte Tilbury is still there. This sets. So the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencils, the lip cheek pencils, are excellent quality, and they set. They stay put where you put them. These kind of are creamy like the e.l.f. ones. These remind me of the e.l.f. Creamy things, and they're only $2. So the lipstick I thought was, now this is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, and this is their lipstick. They are using the same components, obviously. Yeah, the formulation of Charlotte Tilbury is a very smooth, luxurious feel, and they managed to get that. They really did. This is their Pink Saturn shade. And it's a very similar feel, almost identical. I think it's slightly thinner formulation, and it says MCo at the top instead of Charlotte Tilbury's CT. So they are different there. However, I think the lipsticks are beautiful. I wish they had more shades of them. They have Pink Saturn, they have Very Shelley, and they have the Cheeky Chat, which is the Pillow Talk. And Very Shelley is, of course, Very Victoria. And Pink Saturn is Pink Venus. Pink Venus, isn't that clever? Pink Saturn, different planet. So I was really impressed with the NARS dupe. This is the McoBeauty dupe. It even has a magnetized case. And instead of NARS, it says MCo around it. This is called Lava. I would get another shade in this. This is so pretty, so pleasant. Very moisturizing and really, really nice component here to the case. Really nice. But this is called Lava. It looks much stronger shade online. When I ordered it, I thought, oh, is this going to be too orangey red? And it actually is a very pleasant, natural looking shade. This is an everyday kind of lipstick. This was my favorite of the lip products. Now this one is the Summer Days, which is supposed to be like the Summer Fridays, of course. This dried my lips out. After a couple of hours, when it wore down, my lips just looked a little bit dry and parched. And I think that a lot of lip oils are like that, not just this brand, but a lot of lip oils fall short in that department. They look beautiful and very hydrating when you first put them on. But then after you wear down a little bit, they don't really work very well. But this is the Summer Fridays dupe called Summer Days. Those rascals. Yeah. No, this was a fail. Let's see if there's anything else here I can rip apart. The concealer was kind of lame, and I don't think it was as good as NARS Creamy Concealer. It was a thinner formulation. I usually like to put a little dot on the inner side. I like to let it set for a minute or so to simmer on my wrinkles in there. And then I will tap it in, usually with my finger. It was hard to tell the shades too. They had some shades that, you know, I didn't know. I don't like to go too dark with a concealer because it can really make you look tired if you go too dark with a concealer. So I believe this is the Fair Light shade, the first shade. Packaging looks identical to the NARS Creamy Concealer. Honestly, I'm not sure I really, you know, one way or another. It was okay. It's not something I will return, but I thought it did a pretty good job, and it holds up during the day. Right around the 4-hour mark, I have to go into my office at work, the bathroom, and under those unforgiving white lights, I will pat down all the places where it's gravitated into lines or it's separated or whatever. And this one held up fairly well. There was a little bit of cracking right around in the eye area, but it always does because I'm very expressive with my eyes and they move around a lot. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. This was the one step, no matter what, and I think I said this in the video, but no matter what squirt you put out, it comes out as a green color with a kind of a bluey undertone, and it just sits funny on the skin. It doesn't color correct anything. There's not enough absorption there for it to, and even when I thought it was dried down, it just sat on the skin funny, and this was a total fail. I mean, appearance wise, it looks like the one step from Stila, but on the hand and in use, it doesn't do any color correction, so it's an unbelievably bad fail. That was one of the worst products, I think. The Fenty dupe is really pleasant. Again, it has a beautiful peach flavor to it too. I was enjoying the scent of it. It's like a peach wafting coming up with this stuff. Didn't have any kind of a smell to it. It was really just there, and it is a hydrating balm, so it is, I don't think it's the same experience as the Laneige. The Laneige has more of a flavor to it. This doesn't really have a good flavor to it, so it didn't really wow me there. So how do you feel about McoBeauty? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about it. Do you really feel like they are the criminals of the century? Do you want to try some of these products? I mean, do you like the idea that they're making a version of very expensive stuff? You know, we see copycats in every arena here. So, and we've supported a lot of copycat products. I know that, you know, NYX just recently copied the Maracuja lip. We had e.l.f. copying the same thing. Their #1 selling product is their copycat version of Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. It's e.l.f.'s #1 selling product. It's an American company. For some reason, we're letting them get away with it. I'm not going to throw judgment or hate on McoBeauty because I've enjoyed a lot of these products. I like the idea that they cost a lot less than the overpriced originals. And the only time, once in a while, there is a difference in quality that makes the original worth it as opposed to the copy. But in general, I think they did a bang-up job with these products, and I would definitely support McoBeauty as a consumer. And on YouTube here, I plan to get a few more products. Now, I didn't get any tools or skincare, but that is next. I'll get some tools and skincare from them and let you know how those things go, because they did have a set of brushes for $22 that looked pretty good, and I don't know why I didn't order them, because I could have used them to apply these products. But I think in general they did a really good job. There's a couple of products that I think, you know, they should just forget about it. Or maybe they just look really good on teenagers and that's their market anyway. You know, teenagers and young working women or men that can't afford the higher end price. So, you know, who am I, the 67-year-old, saying that it's making my age spots stick out gonna be their market, you know? But I just thought I'd throw it in there, you know. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun making it. It was a really fun experience trying all these products from this brand. It's been a while since I've done that. And I thank you all for watching and for spending so much time with me today. And you know, you could really help me out if you either like this video or not like it. And also, if you could subscribe, because this is my new channel that's replacing my channel that got hacked. It's still hacked. I can't get in. And so I had to start this channel as a secondary channel. So I've been on YouTube since 2013. I'm kind of one of the OG people. So anyway, have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.